you had many queries and many questions, which was good because that means that you were, actively participating in the session and also found it interesting. So, as a lot of you would know, I have now started doing real estate as well in a much larger way than what I was doing initially. And numerology is what we had talked about last time. It was more about birth dates, personal years, all of that. However, in today's session, we're going to be talking about real estate and numerology. So that's going to primarily be your home number. Okay, so we also refer to this as home numerology. So it's the house number that is written outside your house gate. Okay, so this could be, if you're in a bungalow, it could be outside the bungalow where you write your house number. If you're in an apartment, then it's outside the main door of your apartment. Okay, so the house number, which is written outside our main doors, gives us energies that help us to kind of understand the overall energies of the home that we reside in. Okay, and also the energies of the people that are residing in the home. Okay, so that's why we also refer to this as home numerology. So it's only for the numbers outside your home. So many people have names outside their homes like Anandam, Shubham, Ananda, and so on and so forth. So we don't use that as home numerology because it has to be numbers itself. Okay, so not names, numbers. And also, it is said that people who have no house numbers can sometimes tend to have confused energies. So, people living within a home, the residents of a home who don't have a house number, can sometimes have there's very confused energy inside the house in which they reside. Okay, so as a guideline to first of all start with, we must have a home number. So, like instead of only having like some people who want to like just put in a name outside, like, people like to keep names for their homes, like I just said, it could be a Hindi name or an English name, whatever it might be, but it's always advisable to have a home number outside your house. Okay, so now coming to let's start with house number 1. So in this session, we're going to go from house number 1 to house number 9 and see what it means and what it can imply for the people who are dwelling in the house, the residents of the house. Okay, so starting with house number 1. So house number 1 will be a very independent household. Okay, it is one of the best numbers actually in house numbers. And also the people living in the house will be independent thinkers. They will be people who will also create their own independent wealth. It will be a very career driven, money driven house. Great for fresh starts, great for entrepreneurship. Each and every member in the house most likely will be financially independent, or at least they won't have any financial issues. Okay, they're also very strong minded individuals, so they like delegating. They probably have they would like to give orders, not take orders. Okay, so they try to have like people to delegate in their home, like good staff or good helpers, so they are able to concentrate more on creating and generating wealth. Okay, and delegate the other activities to other people, the other chores to other people. And it's also a home where the people living in the home will be they'll be happy in doing what they're doing in their own space. Okay, like what they say, sab apni dhun mein mast hain, that kind of a household. Okay, and how a lot of money together, a lot of wealth together. So it is a wealth generation. Is the internet? I'm getting a message. The internet is unstable. Are you all able to hear me properly and see me properly? I hope there's no time lag. So just give me a thumbs up if you guys are able to. Okay, great, great. Okay, so essentially, it's a very driven household. The members are very driven, hardworking, career driven. prosperity is something that will always be there in their home, in their household. Okay, also very very independent, like everybody wants to do their thing at their own time, and yet there is peace and harmony, you know. So, and also finances are not a problem with the number one household. They also like their me time. Okay, so somebody might want to watch something on the television, somebody might want to listen to something else, but so everybody needs their me time, but yet they're together, and together they're creating a lot, of positivity, positive outcomes, and a lot of abundance and wealth. So also very very financially independent lot of people. Okay, like they won't need to kind of usually they don't require loans from other people, or they don't require financial assistance from other people. They are able to create and generate whatever it is that they desire for themselves. Okay, and everyone needs their own space. So this is also, like, I'm repeating this, everybody needs their me time. They would need their space to do their own thing at their own timing. Okay, so don't be surprised if they're like in a number one household, if they're like 4 or 6 individuals, everybody wants something else to eat, and they have their own timings to eat and do other stuff, but yet there's a lot of love and a lot of abundance between the individuals. But they would probably, because they're very independent and strong-headed individuals, they would like to do their things at their own pace and their own time. Okay, this house, a number one household, and its people, residents, dwellers, will also have very very strong potential. They're very driven individuals. It's a very driven household, a household with very strong potential. And essentially the home dwellers are usually very happy with their life, and even if they feel that there is something that they'd like to create which they don't have right now, they're usually able to do it with a lot of ease. So it's a very progressive, positive, forward thinking house, a house that is thriving and full of energy. Okay, and usually they are like different from the grain. They're able to think outside the box, so come up with like innovative ideas. That's why it's a great house for entrepreneurs. And number one is a great number in terms of a home for entrepreneurs, so people who want to start new things, start new ideas, start new ventures. And very forward thinking, progressive, full of energy, abundance, and wealth creation. So that is number one as a house number for you. Okay, coming to number two, home numbers. Number two home numbers, the people staying in the homes would usually be looking for, like, to create peace in the environment, to create family harmony. So a lot of their time is invested in trying to create peace and balance between other individuals in the house. Okay, so this is going to be an ongoing activity. There can be ups and downs. Two is a very emotional number. It's a number of the moon, as well. So there can be ups and downs. There can be a little bit too much drama in the house. So you need to be prepared for that. Okay, so let's kind of whatever information I'm sharing with you, it's just for awareness. And if you would like to ever, if you live in a number two and you like the energy of another number, we can kind of rectify it and work on that. So there is no positive or negative. This is just for awareness about what numbers mean. So please take it like that, like just as information. Okay. So there can be too much drama, like someone can be upset in the family off and on. Some member will be upset, and other members will try to kind of pacify the situation, and kind of make that person feel good, or so it's like koi root raha hai, koi kisi ko mana raha hai. So this is going to be an ongoing activity in a number two. A lot of emotions, a lot of drama. So just be prepared for that. A lot of negotiation even within the family, and but there will be activities to kind of always rectify the situation and move towards peace. Okay, it is also a number which is leaning towards family orientation. So yes, you will try to maintain peace and harmony. You won't give up on situations, so that is also a very good thing. However, you can expect like emotional ups and downs, and a little bit of drama. Somebody can be depressed today, somebody can be probably angry a couple of months down the line, and people can have mood swings in a number two home much more than they will in another house number. And there can also sometimes be financial ups and downs, financial losses. So it's basically a number which is you will feel the energies of the moon. So ups and downs emotionally, financially, between family members. There also can be a lot of duality in the way members of the house think. So they're not able to sometimes, because they have a lot of duality in their thinking, they may not be able to instantly take a decision and stick by it. you know so there can also be a lot of overthinking involved because of duality in their thinking and not being able to sometimes take a decision quickly. So duality, overthinking, and as a result of this, it can also be a slow house. Okay, like a number one was a very progressive, positive, action driven, power packed house. So even if everybody is doing their own thing, and needing their own space, it's still like power pack. A lot has always been created, generated, ideas, wealth, abundance, all of that. So number two house will be not as buzzing a house as number one. Okay, not as outgoing a house as number one. Okay, so it's comparatively a slower house. Okay, and however, because two is also about family, it's about feelings, emotions, moon. So if there is like a setback that the household faces, the members of the family will come together and face whatever it is that they need to face as a family. So there is also togetherness, but a lot of emotional up and downs, and a lot of emotional trials and tribulations, and someone getting upset and someone working on that. So that's going to be like an ongoing activity. You'll feel the cycles of the moon in the house. So that is about number two. So we'll take a couple of questions. I think people are posting some questions, so we'll take them after we're done with like all the nine numbers, all the nine house numbers. Okay, so number three is all about creativity, arts, music, dance, entertainment, parties. A very expansive number, like how three is a very expressive number. So people will be inclined towards arts, music, dance, hosting events in their house, inviting, probably having friends over. Very expansive energy, like how number three usually is. If you're a birth date number three, you are like that, right? You like company. You would like attending music programs. You might have a couple of music instruments in your house. You might be fond of watching probably music programs or dance programs on television itself. The live shows that come where they have like all these live music and dance competitions on television. You'd probably like playing the piano or the harmonium, or you would probably be taking music lessons, dance lessons. So it's a very creative household, bent towards the arts and creativity. You could be a painter, you could be an art collector. So anything to do with creativity, you will see a whole lot of that in a number three household. It's a very happy household, a very lively जो कहते हैं ना मिजाज लोग होते हैं, and very zinda dil log. So very happy, active, and always like singing, dancing, that kind of a thing. And they would like to kind of live their life to the fullest. They like traveling. They would probably also travel a lot in their lifetime if they're staying in a number three household. And they would, because they like spending time with family, friends. They would like to invite family, friends, or they would spend time with their family and their friends as well. Okay, but also now coming to other aspects of a number three household. So the members can sometimes tend to be a little forgetful. Okay, not have things done on time. Okay, so because they're forgetful, things can take longer to accomplish than other households. Okay, the members of the other households. Okay, they can also spend a lot of their time, a number three household members of a number 3 household can spend a lot of time looking for things. They lose things, they misplace things, then they can't remember where they put things, you know. So it might be like, oh, I can't find my cupboard key, I don't remember where I kept like this earring or this bangle, or where I can't remember where I kept these documents, so there can be like some panic or chaos sometimes because of things they can't find or things they can't remember where they put what. As a result, because they also like spending a lot of their times in other creative ventures and activities, their homes can be messy homes, scattered homes. Things are scattered around the house, and maybe their cupboards are like really messy, and things are not taken care of the way on a routine basis. So the house will probably not be as clean. It will be a messy, scattered house, but also very lively and happy. Chilled out individuals, happy-go-lucky individuals. So, like a bindas household. ठीक है, पड़ा हुआ है तो पड़ा हुआ है. 2 महीने बाद उठा लेंगे. It's not going anywhere. If it's scattered, I'll pick it up later. I'm in no rush to do it. I want to like take my time and do my things and just, enjoy my life and do what I like. Probably I prefer spending like 5 hours communicating with my friends, catching up on the phone. And I may not want to do like, cleaning the house or like supervising or getting things done. I might postpone that to another day. So there's nothing wrong or right, but this is how a number 3 household will be. So it's just information. Okay.
Tanvi, can you just tell how to calculate the numbers? Like, if
I'll take all those things after like we've kind of, gone through all the numbers. I'll tell you like how to do it. Also, it's very difficult for me to tell you how to do it right now because many people have alphabets also in their house numbers.
okay.
So let's just come to it towards the end. Okay. Otherwise, for people whose house numbers are something as basic as I live in my house number is 163. So it comes to a number 1. Okay. So if you 22 hai, so it will come to a number 4. Okay. If it's like an apartment, for example, which is 333, then it'll come to a 9. So like that, just calculate right now. That's the most basic way of calculating and knowing your house number. Okay. And the rest, about alphabets and all, we'll just discuss that towards the end of the session. But for most of us who have just digits as numbers in their homes, this is how it's calculated. So it's very simple. Okay. So now also coming back to a number 3, they are very accepting. Usually number 3 household individuals are very accepting of whatever comes their way. So they have problems or they might, face certain emotional issues, financial issues. They're like, okay, fine. Okay, it's done with. It's happening. We're accepting it. We're moving on. We're taking this heads on and we're going to like figure this out. So it's okay. They're very accepting in nature of whatever's going around them. So that is a beautiful quality to have. And they're chatty, so sometimes because they chat a lot with their friends and their family members, it's a de-stressor as it is, right? Because you probably call your friend and talk to her, your sister, your brother, or a family member, your colleagues. So because you're like quite chatty and you spend a lot of time talking, it's also de-stressing. And ultimately they're lively individuals, full of, very lively, very expansive house, chaotic, but otherwise a little bit of what characteristics you're going to have. But overall, this is how the energies of the house, decided by what number is, influences the individual house. Okay, so they tend to have those properties, that energy is present in the house and the individuals that are in the house. Okay. So coming to a number 4 household. Okay, I'm going to cross check with you guys again. Is everybody able to hear me? And I hope there's no time lag in the video. Yeah, are we good to go? Shall I proceed? Yeah. Okay, great. So a number four household will be like almost like a hotel. Okay, things will be very organized, very structured. It'll be a very rigid household. Okay, like this has to happen at this time, this has to happen at this time, this must happen this way, and there are no two other ways about it. It has to happen structured, orderly, and it just has to operate like a hotel does. So it's a very strong number because four is again about land, acquisitions, etc. Okay, so it is a very, very strong number to have. At the same time, guys, just give me a minute. I think for some reason just give me a moment, guys. Sorry, I'm going to be right back. For some reason, my laptop is showing that the battery is low, though it's on charge. So just give me a moment. I'm just gonna check this and be right back. In the meanwhile, you can like come up with more questions. Just give me a moment.
Tanvi, please.
So yeah, the wire was a little loose. Fortunately, I saw it on time, it was plugged in. So yeah, so a number four is like they're very like careful about how things are operating, and taking care every now and then to like check if things are going the way they would like it to. And usually it has to be the way they like it. That's how strong a number four is. And they're also like perfectionists, so everything has to be perfect. Okay, it can't be one way or the other. It has to be the way it is, and there are no two ways about it. Okay, now a four is also all about acquisitions, land, money. Okay, usually four and eight, that's what we say. So you can expect the members of the household to have like a lot of real estate or a lot of fixed deposits. They either they'll inherit it or they'll just have it on their own, whatever. Okay, so that is something that you see in a number four household. Okay, so another thing with a number four is that there can be delays in their work. Okay, so if you're planning something, for instance, to be launched on say the 1st of September, it can get pushed to a further date. Okay, so that can happen with a number four household. However, it's a wonderful house. It'll operate like a hotel. So everything will be like prim and proper and to the T. Okay, so that is, and again, like money is usually not a problem with a number four. If you don't have it, you'll get it from somewhere. You will inherit it. So and you'll be working towards it. It's also a very hardworking household, which is why things are prim and proper. If you're not doing it yourself, you'll ensure somebody else is doing it, but it's done. So that is something about a number four household. And I'm going to talk a little bit about number four after we've completed number nine, because there is something similar between number four and another household number. Okay, so coming to number five. Now, number five is a very flowy number. Okay, it's a house that's open to all people. So you'll see a lot of activities, you'll see a lot of parties happening in this house. Neighbors will come. People, friends will keep frequenting. There'll be a lot of friends coming even from out of station and coming and staying in the house. It's a good number if you're buying a property for for rental purposes. If you're investing, number five is a good number. Now, if you can't, obviously sometimes we can't always buy properties seeing the numbers, so we can kind of make the total to a number five if you're trying to sell the property so that it sells faster. Okay, so it's a very flowy number, but also because it's a flowy number, things will come and go. Like, so it's okay to have, like, if it's a rented property, your one tenant will come, then the other, the tenant will go, then another tenant will come. So it's a very coming and going number. So even if it's a house where you're staying in, you'll see that maybe the house members are also like coming and going. Like maybe they are in a business, or because they're like professionals who have to travel a lot for their work. So there's a lot of coming and going. So now some people might say that they find that inconsistent, but it is just a property of the number 5. There's a lot of flow. So it's just the way that you look at it. Okay. Now, also the thing with the number 5 house can be that there might be more wastage than other houses. Okay. But also because probably you're having a lot of people over, you're throwing a lot of parties, you can expect that. So it's fine. Once in a while, there will be some wastage and it's okay. And money can also come and go. Now, if you're renting out a property, there might be a period, like a short period of like 4 months or something, where you don't have a tenant. But otherwise it's a very nice flowy number, a lot of coming and going. Okay, so sometimes even money will come and go, but that's kind of part of the deal. Okay, it's part of the flow. So, but it's a very abundant number otherwise, but you can expect coming and going. You can expect things to be in flow, but again, there can be a bit of a gap and inconsistency, because those are also qualities of a number 5. Okay. So now coming to house number 6. So house number 6 is again family oriented, a lot of responsibilities. Okay, so whether it's a 24 or a 33 or a 51, lot of family responsibilities of all kinds. Sometimes you can feel burdened with responsibilities, yet it's a wonderful number for family and for peace and harmony and love. Okay. And if you have a lot of responsibilities and you're staying in a number 6 house, usually you will also have all the resources that you require to fulfill those responsibilities. Okay. Now 6 is 24, 6 also denotes like Venus. Okay. So it's, you won't feel a shortage of things. If you have like, 100 more responsibilities and then members staying in another household, you'll also have the resources and the willingness to fulfill those responsibilities. But be rest assured that you will have tons of responsibility on your shoulders. Okay. Especially for family members and/or family members. So, it'll be a buzzing house most likely, even if you don't have, if you're not staying in a joint family, but you will have members coming and going, probably staying with you for some time and then going. So taking care of individuals and family, it will always be your primary concern and your responsibility, but you'll do it willingly with a smile. And you'll always have resources and money to fulfill those things that you need to do, to require to do, and you'd like to do. So that is a great thing to have. Like usually a number 6 household will not be short of money. Okay. Just like a number 1 household. Okay. And also the household members will probably be influential individuals, resourceful, influential individuals. And now there's one more thing that I'd like to say. So if your household is, supposing if you're living in an apartment and your your home number is 29061, okay, or 6302, okay. So what happens is because there are a lot of numbers, so there are energies bundled up of a lot of numbers. Okay, so you can always expect a lot of mixed energies in numbers, in homes that have a lot of numbers together. Sometimes because of that, the residents can feel a little depleted. They get tired a little too soon, or they feel depleted a little too soon. They feel exhausted. Okay, because there's a little bit of a confused energy with too many numbers together. Okay, so you can sometimes expect that. So don't let it like overwhelm you, because it's something that's very common with numbers, where there are too many numbers together in a resident number, in a home number. Okay, now coming to number 7. So number 7 is like full of energy. People living in this household will be full of energy, and they're good learners. They will be lifelong learners. Okay, they want to like continuously research, learn. They might be very, very interested in occult, in science, in spirituality. They're full of energy. They want to keep on researching, learning, and assimilating that. So don't be like surprised if even at the age of like 70, somebody is still doing another course, or getting like a double PhD, or just learning whatever it is that they would like to learn and assimilate knowledge. It's a knowledge house. It's a house that is completely packed with knowledge, learning, research. Okay, so people as a result will need their own space and their own time to to do whatever it is that they want to do. Okay, and it's like there is no full stop to learning. Like it'll never occur to them, that thought. Like many people say, okay, now I'm like 35 or 40, I think I'm done with my learning curve. Now it has to be a stable job, or like now I don't need to learn, or I can't learn anymore, I've lost touch. No, with a person who lives in a number 7 household, whether it's on 7 or whether it is 34, whether it is 70, they will continuously learn. They might even teach you. So they could be teachers, they could be like double triple PhDs, they could be getting their doctorates at any age, and they're very keen learners, very willing to get as much knowledge as they can. And they could, you could probably have like scientists and researchers living in a number 7, a total of a number 7 household. Okay, so that is again something that people should understand. Just concentrate on doing whatever it is that they do. They require their space, so obviously they would have a certain routine. They would want to work as per their routine and learn as per their routine, because they're doing so much. Now that doesn't mean like a number 7 will not be oriented towards the family, or they will not be interested in doing their household work. No, they will do everything. They are very peaceful individuals, so that you can expect like least amount of drama as well. And there is a certain harmony also with individuals, but the main thing is they're lifelong learners, and it'll just continue forever. So I think it's a beautiful quality to have, where you can just keep on learning whatever it is, keep on assimilating knowledge throughout life, without really having fixed point of view that no, now I've reached this age, now I'm not going to learn anymore, or I'm not going to teach anymore, or I'm not going to share my knowledge, or this is it. So no, you will never find that with a number 7 household. Okay, coming to a number 8. Okay, so again, 8, like the number 4, is about wealth creation, about money. Okay, again, like number 4, it can have certain delays. Okay, so maybe like people living in a number 8 house can have delays if they're setting up like a business venture, or if with their marriages, or delayed they probably plan to start their families a little late, which is fine. It's just a quality of the number 8. Okay, like number 4 can be certain delays, so it's fine. You're aware of that, and it's okay. So this is all just information. Now with the number 8, however, there can also be huge losses. Okay, sometimes there can be huge losses. And number 8, like it's like this. Okay, so sometimes from where you start, you need to complete the learning, complete the curve, and then go right back up. So sometimes you'll see that you'll start from here and you might reach here, but you will ultimately come back there. So it can take longer than other numbers. However, it is not a number of scarcity, or not a number of just, I would say, where people say that, oh, I'm living in a number 8 house, so I'm going to have losses. No, it's a number of money, but you can sometimes have losses, or can sometimes have delayed results. But 4 and 8 are typically numbers of money, but 8 is again a karmic number. Okay, so you can expect delays. That's all I'm saying. You can sometimes expect certain losses or delays. However, it is a number that will have too much money throughout. Okay, so even if you're having certain losses or delays, it's fine. Then another number thing about a number 8 sometimes can be a little bit of unpredictable. It can be unpredictable. So out of the blue, you might think that you've done everything to the T. You've given your 500%, yet the things didn't go as per your plan. or things got delayed despite you giving a 500%. Okay, so that is again because it's a karmic number and you're expecting delays. So that sometimes things can happen unpredictably, unpredictable delays. You don't know, out of the blue something just props up and there's a delay, or out of the blue there's a loss. So that it can be a little bit unpredictable in that sense. But however, number 8 will always have money. So it'll keep coming, it'll keep coming, it'll keep coming. Even if there are delays and losses, you will always have money. So there's nothing to worry about from that point of view. Okay. Now, because there can be delays, now delays can be of any nature. If you don't talk about things in just money terms, there can be delays in anything. So delayed, कंस्ट्रक्शन शुरू की है, बहुत एक्स्ट्रा टाइम लग गया है, सो थोड़े ज्यादा पैसे लग गए, सो यू माइट टेक इट एज अ लॉस. बट पैसे इतने ज्यादा है कि थोड़े ज्यादा भी लग गए तो कोई बात नहीं, फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. ओके, सो इट्स दैट काइंड ऑफ अ नंबर. सो इवन इफ देयर आर लाइक सर्टेन एक्स्ट्रा एक्सपेंडिचर or certain losses, you have enough to fulfill it. Okay, it's usually not a number where you feel like scarcity, or you're able to like quickly build up the numbers the way you like them to, even if there are certain delays in other areas. Now, because there are delays, so delays can come in any way. There can be married by a certain age. But the child is like, okay, I'm like, doing so well, I can take some more time and, I'll do it whenever I'm comfortable. So, for someone in their head, it might be a delay, but it'll happen when it's best meant to happen. So whether it's like to do with like fertility, parenthood, marriage, anything, whatever it is that you're looking at, you can expect it to happen a little later than it might happen usually in as per the social norms. But again, the beautiful thing about a number 8 is they don't care about social norms, so it's fine. So that's something that you'll see with a number 4 also, and especially with a number 8, you will notice that. Okay, a number 4 yet might be a little more pim and pop and want things to be done in a certain way, but with a number 8, it's again like a very relaxed kind of a vibe that you have in the house. Easy money, can be delays sometimes in every area, but that's about it. Okay, so if you're not born in a number 4, on a number 4 date or a number 8 date, usually we tell people that if you're born on a number 4 or an 8, it's okay to be in a number 4 or an 8. But because of the minor delays sometimes that you have, in various activities that you're pursuing, it is recommended that you can probably add certain other digits to your house number so it doesn't come to a number 4 or an 8. So you can avoid facing those delays. That's all. Okay. Now coming to a number 9. Okay. So a number 9 is a very spiritual number. Okay. It's a number of giving. Okay. So you'll always be giving things to other people. Okay. It's like people will come to you for like, they'll come to you to borrow money, or you will see yourself like giving a lot, doing a lot of charitable work. Okay. If you have a number 9 as your office number, you will end up giving a lot of free services to people. I can't charge so and so family, I can't charge so and so friends, I can't charge so and so because this is my family member's friend. So they're willing to like come up with anything to like help people. So it's a very it's a very giving number. So the household members will also be very giving individuals. Okay, so anybody wants anything, they'll come to a number 9, and number 9 will do it willingly. Okay, and it's like you can say it's a very Annapurna kind of a number, Annadata, Annapurna kind of a number, willing to do anything for everybody. If today my neighbor is short of something, I'm going to just send it across, and probably not even tell the neighbor that I'm sending it. I'll just send it across. I know my friend is going through something, or family members, I'll be there to like help them, even if they don't like reach out to me. So it's a very, very giving number. Okay. Now, because you're like giving all the time, helping people, trying to uplift people, sometimes you'll feel that you yourself are getting very drained in the process. You're not complaining about it, but you feel drained. So number 9, household members can feel very drained for no reason. or at least they think it's no reason, that they're feeling drained. But because they go always going out of their way and doing things for other people, it is natural for a number nine household to kind of feel drained. Now, also in a number nine household, because it's a spiritual household, you will see people doing a lot of prayers, so sari type ki puja ho rahi hai, havan ho raha hai, that kind of a thing. Any spiritual activity or religious activity, there'll be a lot of mantra chanting, probably there'll be a lot of, they might be inclined towards keeping various fasts for spiritual or religious purposes. So that is something you will find in a number nine number. So it's a very, very giving number. Okay, so you can feel depleted and exhausted. So that is something about a number nine number. Now coming to like general what are the good numbers generally for homes, that I would like suggest. No numbers good, no numbers bad, but let's talk about the numbers that are like giving numbers. Okay, that will numbers that give to us, that will contribute to us more than the other household numbers. Okay, so number one is like extremely good. Like I said, it's all about leadership, wealth, abundance, independent thinking, entrepreneurship, progressive, positive thinking, all of that. Every member is able to create for themselves and do their own thing. And usually, like, money is also never an issue. And even though everybody is doing their own thing, there's harmony, because you understand. Okay, I am also an independent individual. My wife is an independent individual. She can have her preferences. Okay, my kids are, they can do their own thing, and yet, we have our own time to spend with each other as well. So it's like, okay, 1 hour we'll spend together, 2 hours we spend together, and the rest of the day everybody has to do whatever they want to do, and they're creating and doing well for themselves. So that way it's a very progressive, positive, forward thinking. They'll be 10 steps ahead of the thinking of other people. So as a result, they're very open-minded individuals. They are not like closed-minded individuals, very progressive and forward-thinking, open-minded individuals. And they're okay, like the family members are okay with anybody doing anything. So they'll be like, there'll be lesser complaints even for the other members of the house. That okay, if if for instance my husband has to spend a certain amount of time at his work and he has lesser time to spend with me on a daily basis throughout the week in the working days, I'll be like, okay, fine, what can I do that'll be fun for me in that period? So it won't be like, okay, that you're going on complaining. Or if today like one member wants to eat dinner at 8 and the other at 10 and then other at like 9 o'clock, everybody will be okay. There'll be like no complaints, like, okay, we didn't eat together, why are we not eating together? Or like two members will be on a different diet, five members will you want to eat something else, and there'll be a lot of peace and harmony. Everybody will do their own thing, and yet everybody like together for each other. Peace and harmony. Mostly expect that number one household, but everybody's doing it, they're very happy with each other. And the people, like when other people also look at a household like this, they think that okay, it's a very successful household where people are able to like be themselves. They don't have to change themselves a lot to be with the other people in the house. Not compromise, live their own lives, yet be happy and create a lot of wealth. So that is how they're seen by other people, also by outsiders. Now coming to a number three household, a three household number is also very good because it's a very happy-go-lucky, expansive, lively household. People are happy-go-lucky. Like, what we said, that even if the challenge is coming, they're very accepting of the challenges. And they're like, haan, dekha jayega, kar lenge. That kind of thing. We can deal with whatever comes our way. And, because they're very chatty and they're spending time with their friends, or they're spending time with art, creativity, whether it's painting or music or dancing or, learning how to play the piano or like any instrument, whatever. It's like because there's so much, they keep themselves so entertained and so happy and lively that the other challenges also seem trivial. And because they're very expressive and chatty, they like talking to a lot of people. So they remain more positive also, usually. Okay. Or they're able to kind of get out of any setback faster than other people. So they're also very accepting. So number three is a very, it's a very vibrant number to have as a household as well. Okay, because they're able to come out of any difficulty, mentally, emotionally, they're able to come out of it very soon because they're very accepting of whatever is going on. Okay, so it's a very happy-go-lucky household and abundant. Now coming to a number five household, like we said, it's a very flowy number. and a lot of people coming and going, a lot of travel, a lot of fun, sometimes a little bit of extra expenditure. But there's a flow. If there's extra expenditure, the money will also eventually come. So it's again, an activity center, if I may say so. Tenants are coming, living, and then they'll go, some other tenant will come. So for investment purposes, usually we say, or if you want to sell a house, to try to make the number to a total of 5, and otherwise also, if you're staying in a number house yourself, you can expect to have a lot of friends that are coming from different parts of the world, coming and staying with you, or your friends are coming, somebody's coming for lunch, somebody's coming for dinner. You have the resources to have those parties, to have people over, to invite your neighbors, or like they may not go to each other's houses, but the neighbors will come to your house for sure, for a cup of tea every now and then. So it's a very active and a lively household. Okay. So number 5 is a good number to have, also because even resources are like coming, so it's a good number to have. The only thing is, again, like unpredictable, sometimes there can be unpredictable things, but that's fine. Overall, it's a good number to have. It's an abundant number to have. Coming to a number 6, because it's very family oriented, and you always have the resources to fulfill any requirement that you have for yourself, for your family members. Never short of resources. Very influential household, resourceful household. Money is never an issue. So yeah, these are the numbers. There 1, 3, 5, and 6, which are considered the best numbers, or the most abundant numbers to have. Okay, so now I can probably take any questions from you. And before that, I'd like to tell you, if you have any other questions, or if you want to stay updated with more about numerology and real estate, and a whole lot of several things like Nidhi had said about me when she introduced me. Thank you for that, Nidhi. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at the rate Tanvi Kapoor, TANVEEYKAPUR. And otherwise, if you'd like to reach out to me, then you can leave me a WhatsApp at +91 98102 73610. I'll repeat that, +91 98102 73610. So you can leave a
Can you
WhatsApp.
just write it on the chat? Can we
Sure.
write your number on the chat? And we have the, you were talking about these alphabet things, like, with the numbers. So how do we calculate that?
Yeah. So I'm just putting my number. Okay. So guys, just tell me if you've received this. It's 98 +91 98102 73610. You can leave me a WhatsApp on this number. It's just a WhatsApp number, so just WhatsApp, and either I'll get in touch with you, someone from my team will get in touch with you. Yeah, so I can take questions now. Or you can alternatively also, get in touch with me on Instagram or Facebook. And this is the handle for Instagram and Facebook. I'm putting that up as well in the chat. Okay, so it goes by the name of Tanvi Kapoor on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, right. So tell me.
So how do we calculate the numbers with the alphabets?
So now with numbers, with alphabets, every alphabet has a different denomination given to it. Okay, and so it's not easy to calculate, or for me to tell you out here how it's done. Okay, so that is something that we can only do through. So let's talk about the easier ones. Okay, so A is 1. Okay, D is 4. Okay, so like this, every number, every alphabet will have a number denomination to it. Okay.
So Z will be third.
So that's how we calculate it. Okay. So I would say that let's not, get into the alphanumeric numbers right now, because that can get a little confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody wants to ask about that, I would say it's better to kind of connect on a personal chat. Over Instagram, you can connect with me, or you can connect over WhatsApp, and I'll tell you how to do it. And then again, it's different for different alphabets. So we have to, like a Z is a number 7. A Z is a number 7. So don't think A, B, C, D is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why I'm saying it's very difficult to go like for all the alphabets right now, and then to kind of reach a conclusion as to how we can do it now. Also, a T is also number 4. Okay, so it works very different. And I'm doing Chaldean numerology. So it works very, very different. In numerology, like every alphabet has a different denomination. It doesn't work like all the alphabets, A to Z will be like 1, 2, it doesn't happen like that. That it'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't happen like that. Yeah.
Yes.
So like a P will be a number 8. Okay. And N will be a 5. So like that is very, very different. So for me to kind of share that with you right now will be, it'll be very challenging, because it'll be very confusing for you guys, So yeah.
So there's one question here, most of the people are staying in apartments and societies. So how do you calculate the number?
Yeah, so you calculate from what is written outside your main door. Okay. So like what I was saying, if your house number is B6023, okay, so you calculate what's written outside your door, your main entrance door to your apartment. That's how you calculate it. Yeah.
The So like if there's a building number and a flat number, so you just have to calculate the flat number.
Just the flat number. Yeah, just the flat number. Mrs. Madhu Ladda sent me a direct message, number 14. So number 14 will come to a number 5. So everything I shared about a number 5 will be relevant for a number 14. Okay? Yeah. However, you can probably also feel, certain members of the household would be like very progressive and forward thinking and be doing very well for themselves. Also, because it's a combination of number 1 and 4, so you can have those qualities. Like again, number 4, so there you can expect some members to be like very prim and proper. Where they want the house to operate like a hotel. Everything has to be like, I should ring a bell and the tea should be here at such and such time, and I should ring the bell for my servant, and my dinner should be here, and it should be served in a platter in a silver tray for me. The spoon should be placed like this, the glass should have this much water in it, it should be this glass, this tray, so it has to be like that. So I live in a number 1 household, but I'm a number 4, so I like my things to be done like that. Okay, my mom is a number 3, so she's like very chilled, relaxed, doesn't make a difference to her. My husband is a number 7, so all of us are very independent individuals. Okay, he's a number 7. He's always more interested in like learning and like improving his work, learning more about how things can be improved in the business. So he's managing a full-time business. At the same time, he's also doing a course now that he's starting recently on weekends. So it's like that. Okay, now my dad is a number 2. So he will, for anything that happens out between any 2 members outside the family, extended relatives, they are having a problem, the call will come to my dad. So my dad will be busy in kind of, if somebody else outside the house is, having their family issues, but who's going to do the negotiation? My father, for them also. So it's like that. So, you're living in a number 1 where everybody's independent, doing their own thing, and, like operating like that. My mother-in-law is also a number 3, and she's also like, she's very relaxed, and everybody can do their own thing. And if a challenge comes, anything, she'll be like, "ठीक है, अब जो है, it's like that, and everything will be fine." So these are the qualities. Like my father-in-law, like me, is a number 4. Again, things have to be done like this, like this, like this. So uh, it's like that. It's how you're staying in the house. But again, like I'll say for myself, like we are staying in a number 1 house and everybody can be different, doing their own thing. But yet everybody's creating for themselves, whatever they're doing. I have my business, my dad is doing his thing, my husband has his own business. So everybody's progressive, everybody's working towards their own thing and has their own routine. There has to be like nothing like we have to have this at a fixed time, or like everybody has to be eating or together or sleeping at a particular time. Everybody gets up when they want. So it's a very individualistic household, creating and generating for themselves, but there's peace and harmony at home. So that's, I'm giving you an example of how your independent numbers can also influence where you're staying, but overall, what will be the energy of the house? So number 28, Sheetal Agarwal has written a number 28. So number 28 again comes to a number 1, so it's fine. But you can expect some members to be a little moody sometimes because you also have a 2. You can expect that. Okay, and there will be a lot of wealth again coming in because you have a number 8. So financially there'll be stability. Sometimes there might be certain delays. So that's how you can like kind of club it together. But overall, a number 28 will have like 90% of the energy of a number 1 household. Okay.
So
But
there's
the smaller
one.
the numbers, the better it is. Like if it's 28, 33, 51, 46, where there are just 2 numbers, it's fine. The moment sometimes, where we have like really long numbers, like, 4 numbers or 5 numbers, sometimes people have outside their apartments. Now that is sometimes where the energies can get a little more confusing, or you find like a lot of mixed energies in the house. Okay. So that's fine. It's not something you can change about your house. It's fine, but it's just for an awareness of what I'm sharing with you.
So there's this question, like if you have 2 flats join and they have 2 different numbers, or if you have a duplex and there are 2 different numbers to the flat, so how do you calculate that?
So supposing like one is 11 and one is 12. So it comes to a 5, right?
Okay, so you have to calculate all the numbers of
Yes.
the 2 flats.
Yes. Yes. If it's if it's one house.
Yeah, one house, like
if it's one house. So yeah.
Everybody is giving their numbers.
Sorry?
Everybody has given their house numbers.
So Neelam Tosniyal has asked me if my house street address is 5 but floor. So house street address doesn't matter, okay? And reside in the second floor. So we're not talking about the street number or the floor number. We're only talking about your house number, which is outside the nameplate where you put your, nameplate of the house. We're only talking about that. Okay, so we're not talking about the street number, the block of the building in which you're staying, or, on the second floor, so it doesn't happen like that. Yeah. So Mr. Rajesh is asking, does 2A work out to be 3? Yes, 2A works out to be 3. And Aarti Dodia asks me if my house number is 50, we will calculate it as 5. Absolutely. It'll be calculated as 5. Pooja Agarwal asks if there is a building number and flat number, then do we calculate all? No, not building number, only your apartment or flat number. Then Vandana Jaju asks, B stands for number 2. But again, don't think that it's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, till like that everything is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It happens to be that B stands for 2, but okay, don't calculate the others like that. You're welcome, Pooja. Okay, you've already asked me the 2-play one, Swati Bajaj. So Sanjeev Balwa asks how to calculate my number and alphabet. So that I said, because every alphabet kind of has a different denomination to a number. I'm not going to be able to explain all the alphabets on this Zoom right now, because every alphabet has a different number denoted to it, and it's not like in serial order.
So there's one hand raised, so I'm just unmuting the Poonam. So Poonam, please ask your question.
Poonam is also written, I think I'm in a number 29. So that'll be a number 2. That'll be a number 2 household, okay?
And my birthday is 29,
Oh,
and I say third floor. We don't write any number on my floor or apart my house. Actually, I stayed at third floor, and my house number is 478. We don't write anything like that. So it is an individual bungalow
so
type,
it's a
like we stay
478.
floor wise.
It's a
Huh?
it's a 478. No.
Yeah, 478. That is a building number, house number.
So write it. No, comes to a number one. Write it.
Okay. Okay, that's the.
Sorry, you're on mute, Poonam. Poonam, you're on mute. I can't hear you, Poonam. You're on mute. Yeah,
Yeah,
tell.
I'm just. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I just wanted to, because I stayed on third floor. So we
yeah.
don't write anything we outside our house,
It's a
any
good
number.
thing. It's a good number.
Sorry?
I'm saying you can write 478. It comes to number one. It's a good number. You can
So we
write.
can calculate according to one only.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can write it. That's it.
Okay. And my birthday is 29. So that will be one only again.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
So
no, no. 29, you're number two.
number two. Okay.
You see, 2 plus 9 is 11. No, 11 comes to 2.
The 11th comes to two. Yeah.
Yes.
Again,
There's one question now.
oh, Poonam, you're on mute. I think she's asking something. She's on mute. Okay.
So the energies related to my house and my number is completely depending on one and two only.
Sorry?
Like my husband date is 8
Yeah.
and mine is 2. Just so you said, 11 is 2. So how can we match this 2 and 11, 2 and 8?
You want to match your energy with your husband's energy?
Yeah, yeah. How can we match that energy?
So that doesn't have anything to do with the number of the house, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, number one house, you said always it's a good side. So that's a very good
They progressive.
side.
They
Yeah,
progressive.
progressive. Yeah,
Individuals. And also, like I said, 90% of the energies of the house and then 10% of the individuals. So if you're a number two, so you're a very emotional person. Okay. Okay. If anybody says anything to you, you don't like it, you'll be dwelling on it forever. Correct me if I'm wrong.
yes.
Okay. Also,
Yeah,
because you're a 29, you feel you give a lot, and maybe you feel like somebody in the family will not reciprocate as much as you're doing for them. So you can, harbor that feeling in your heart and be really, really upset that, I'm the
yeah,
one who's doing 99% and this person's not doing for me. So you will, you can feel mood swings. You will feel very low. Your husband's a number
yeah,
8. Your husband's a number
yeah,
8. So
yeah.
husband's a number 8. He'll be spending a lot of his time probably creating for the house. Okay. Maybe if he's in business, you can feel that there have been certain ups and downs in his in his life, unexpected ups and downs. You know,
Yes,
so
yes.
his mood can be unpredictable also, and his life can
Always.
also be unpredictable. So you will
Yeah.
always feel like I'm giving and I'm not getting as much emotionally also, because I'm always giving, 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 and you will feel depleted and exhausted.
Yeah, that's what. How can we match those energies then? How
10,
can we?
so 10-15% to the lagega, but overall you are still living like a very progressive lifestyle. I would say
Yeah,
90% you're sorted, 10-15% you feel that I want to do something about this. Yeah. But then
yeah, yeah,
come under house numerology. I can do an independent numerology for you and your husband. I can do a compatibility, whatever, and we can see what we can do to make things, to make that 10% also like 100%. Okay? We can connect and take that separately. So, and we can discuss this further. If you think what is
sure.
accurate about you and your husband as per your birth date. Okay?
Yes, yes. I definitely I'll talk to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So one question is there, like like if you say house number 1807 and 08, so you
Yeah.
should have like a what should be the better way to write?
As in?
One second.
Like they have asked, what should be the better way to write 1807 08 or 1807 1808?
Can you repeat the question, please?
See, if like you have two flats and you write 180708. So what's the better way to write? Like 1807, 1808, or just like 180708?
Now, incidentally, both are coming to 6, so you can write what you like.
Okay. But then what's the better way? Like you have to add the full numbers?
See, your 1808, I think when I'm calculating 1808, 1807, and 08 is coming to a 24. 1808 is, if you write the complete thing, 1807 and 1808 is coming to a 33. Okay, I would say 24 is like the best form of number 6. So just go with 24, which is 0708. Okay.
So
But
if somebody does,
even if you want to write 1807, 1808, it's fine, comes to a number 33, which is again a form of 6, so it's fine. But 180708 comes to a number 24, which is one of the best forms of Venus. So please go ahead with that.
Okay, Tanvi, somebody has a question. I don't have a house number. How do I calculate?
If you don't have a house number, I can't help you to
Yeah,
calculate. If you need to tell me,
so is it a good thing to not have a house number? Like I'm just asking.
they say it's always good to have a house number outside. It's always good to have, like, it's your identity. It's the identity of the house, So give it a number, like, whatever, however you calculate, whether it's your, apartment, your bungalow, wherever it is. It's always good to have like some energy. Like that's what I said in the beginning of the session. It's always best to have like some house number outside the house. Okay, so Neelam Tusnial has asked me what does 2D come to? So 2D comes to a number 6. Okay.
There's one more, 428A. A is 1.
Sorry?
There's one more like 428A.
Comes to a number 6. (37B) who's asked me, Sanjeev Balwa has asked me 37B comes to a number 3. Aarti says wonderful session. Thank you, Aarti. We've taken Sweetie's question. Have we taken all the questions? Yeah, I think
there's a big number like 8-2-686 oblique 11. So how do you
can you
calculate?
just put it on the group, please, for me?
So it's in the chat. You can just see Sailesh Rathi and Swati Bajaj. They both have these big.
It's a house bungalow with a number like. It sounds more like a birth date, not.
Yeah.
You like understand this house number.
Yeah.
It sounds more like a birth date, but.
Yeah. So we all have these house numbers in Hyderabad like this.
Oh, okay. Okay. I can tell you the total that is coming to 15,756, right? Comes to a number 5. So that's your total house number.
You just have to calculate all the numbers, add them up, and then just how many ever numbers you have.
Yeah. Ravinder Kumar has said. WZ428A2.
288. Who keeps a number like this?
Okay. WZ428.
8A.
8A2.
Questions?
There's some connection problem.
Have we taken up all the questions, or do we have
Yes,
more?
we're actually done with all the questions, Tanvi. So if they want to connect and some little things that they would like to ask, you have given your number. So please share your number again on the chat.
I've shared it on the chat.
So you can just share it again.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll just conclude the session
with a thank you note, Tanvi. Happiness doesn't result from what we get, but from what we give. Thank you, Tanvi, for helping us in getting harmony at our home. Us ways to make the vibration of numbers and showing us the path as easy and as much joy as possible. When we give cheerfully and accept gratefully, everyone is blessed. And this session was just that. Thank you everyone for staying. Hope you had enjoyed the session.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, and please stay connected with me. I'd love to hear from all of you. Thank you, Nidhi, Rajshri. Thank you, The White Aura. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today on holiday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Just keep being with us. And we have one more session to go in the August. This is a birthday bonanza thing that is coming up. And the last session would be on 21st Saturday. Please stay tuned. And thank you, Tanvi, for such a good topic to be covered. Like, peace and harmony at home. What else do we need in life? Thank you so much. Please stay connected. Thank you for all your wishes. And God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye. Bye.